last time, among other things. Made it here to realize that Cloud was lying with that hour-long story he told us back in Calm. No, not really, but more like, yeah, Sephiroth going mad and burning down the entire village, aside from being tragic for the people that lived here, must have really been a blow to Shinra's public relations. They sure went out of their way to cover up that whole incident, using the original blueprints to rebuild the town from the ground up, having their own employees masquerade as as citizens. They really didn't want people to know about what happened here. Anyways, hello. Now, well, this game don't have side quests. Well, it does, but not side quests as you imagine them in modern games, where you talk to somebody to initiate the quest. Then you go do whatever the side quest pertains to, and then afterwards come back and talk to that same person to verify that you've completed it and get your reward for it. No, none of that. Not here. In the remake, yes, apparently, but not in the original. I mean, the game does have side quests in the way of that there's a lot of optional stuff you can do, but you don't have to. In this village, being no exception. All you have to do to complete the game is just walk on through. Take that northern path up there and just ignore this town. Beyond that, but in the way of optional stuff, right. Now, I don't remember how you'd even find most of the hints here. I think one of them, yeah. Read it. You have 20 seconds, you cannot go in. Okay. Little, yeah. Yeah, we get to see this dialogue all 3 times. Oh gee, oh joy. Okay. So yeah, search those places to find a specific number. When the game doesn't get in the way with random battles, that is. Oh, these guys. Okay, well that helps. Granted, I'm never going to use that enemy skill. I still try to get as many of them as I can, just for completion purposes. The lure of as close to 100% completion as possible. Of course, with this game, too many items take too long to get and aren't worth it. So I never have come even close to 100%ing this game. Spin attack? This isn't Zelda. What do you mean spin attack? By the way, as you can tell, I've done a lot of grinding since last time. Well, no, not really, just loaded a different save file. Same area, just with grinding already done from previous playthroughs. You kidding me? If I did all the grinding that you see there, going up from what, level 28 I think it was in the last video, to level 43, If I actually did all that grinding now, I'd still be grinding. I wouldn't even be making this video yet. Wouldn't even be making this video for another couple days yet. I don't remember how long, but the day I... Alright, no, not that. Thought there was a piano around here. Anyways, I don't even remember where the piano is. His point being, you could go through all this, but luckily, the combination to the safe in that room up there just now never changes from one playthrough to the next. So if you played the game before and remember it, or you wrote it down, or in today's terms, if you look it up online, internet guides and all, it's the same every time you play it. So, I mean, if Squaresoft really wanted to be devious, they could have had it randomized, different combination every time, so that you had to go through these steps to figure it out. Kind of like the password from the mayor in the mayor's office in Shinra headquarters building earlier, where if you got it right, guessed it on the first try, you got the elemental materia as an extra bonus along with the required key card. But since his password changed every playthrough, there they took the time to make sure that was randomized. Here, no. It's going to be the same 4-number password every time, guaranteed. So while you can go through the steps to try to figure out the password, which I don't even remember where some of it is since how long it's been since I've cared to do so. Just go here. $36. 10. 59. 97. Again, same password every playthrough, so yeah. Again, personally, I think they should have randomized it like they did with the mayor's password earlier in the game, but Now I forget the gag with this boss. This could go either, this could go in multiple different ways. I think if you use physical attack on him, I think it varies between how you attack him, if it's with physical, sword, weapon, melee fighting, or magic spells. Magic ain't doing much against him. $5.27. Hey, never mind, I didn't even get a chance to. Again, I forgot the gimmick for that boss battle. I think the second phase he could turn purple or something as well. If you use more magic, or again, you'd have to look it up online. I forget exactly what the gag there was. Anyways, Cosmo Memory. Red 13's level 4 limit break item. Which you can now use at any time throughout the rest of the game once you've leveled up the rest of Red 13's limit breaks. All three, or both limit breaks for all 3 previous levels up to that point. Key to the basement, okay. And Odin, another summons. And again, I still think it's so weird how you just, like just now, Odin. I mean, in Final Fantasy IV, for prime example, if you wanted the Odin materia, you had to go to the basement of the... Well, first you had to go to the underground lava regions and find that summon land area. You'll fight some bosses there, get their summons abilities for Iridia, then go back up to Baron Castle basement and talk to the king, Ghost, who fights you, and then you get the Odin materia or summons. But here you just find it laying around and like, where's the boss battle that used to go with getting these summons abilities in 4 or 5? Well, granted, nobody in America played 5 yet at this point. But in both 4 and 6, or 2 and 3, in American terms, if you wanted those summons, you had to first fight them before you got the ability to summon them later. Enemy or weapon for Barrett, I believe. Yep. Worse than the one I already have. Screw it. Wait a minute. Is that one of... Okay, it's not even one of the double materia growth weapons. Okay. So yeah, we got the key to the basement item. Wait a minute, is that... I think this is one of the chests. Maybe not. Thought that was one of the chests that had the... Oh, maybe since I already opened the safe and fought the boss and got the items, those combination numbers are no longer going to appear anyways. I thought this was one of the locations for one of the password or the combination numbers. Again, I still think they should have randomized it. Instead of 36, 10, 59, 97 every time you play the game. But hey, it makes it easier. You can just, if you know the password, if you know the combination, you can just go in and unlock the safe. You don't have to go through those steps every time. So, more convenient this way, I guess. Of course, by the way, the amount of hit points you see there comes from those. Yeah. Hit point plus materials. I always buy more than I probably need to. Well, actually, you don't even need any of them, like I said in the last video, but just something about having extra health for sale. I mean, imagine in a Zelda game if you could buy heart containers and stock up on them via purchase instead of going out and finding them. You could just go buy them all in the shop, all, 8, 9, 10 of them? Just go buy them all at once. Or likewise with energy tanks in Metroid games. Screw finding them using, space jump and power bombs and super missiles and going through secret passageways to find them. Just go buy them somewhere. Yeah. Well, here you basically can with those HP plus materials. So usually whenever I play the game, I usually buy a lot more of those than I'll ever use. Just the idea. Hey, I can buy my energy tank heart containers. I mean, cool. How sweet is that? Even if I'll never need them. Anyways, down to the basement we go. Speaking of Zelda, last time we were here, there were no random battles down here, but this time there will be, and one of the enemies you could potentially fight always reminds me of a Iridia in Ocarina of Time. Well, I guess I can't say always, since this game predates Ocarina by about a year. In both actual release dates and my first playthrough of either game, to be literal. But ever since I started, ever since I made it to the Kakariko Village, or frick, even in the starting points actually, just Kakariko Graveyard, where you learn the Sun Song, there's a couple of those Iridias down there, very early in the game. Yeah. One of the enemies you can't potentially get in a battle with Reminds me an awful lot of a Re-Dead. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. Doesn't take much to remind me of Zelda games after all, so. I mean, we are talking about my favorite video game franchise. Well, with Ocarina of Time, Breath of the Wild, Minish Cap. Yeah. Oh, A Link to the Past, the Oracle of Ages, all within my top 10, 15 games of all time list. Oracle of Seasons, the first Zelda game, Zelda 2 not far behind. Yeah. So, you know, as much as I've always loved Zelda games since 1988, doesn't take much to remind me of some Zelda game somewhere, somehow. Anyways, the game doesn't seem to want to cooperate with me on that. I was going to actually show that enemy so you can see what I'm talking about. But, as usual, when you want to get a battle with a specific enemy, the game never cooperates. At least in my experience. It's like, oh, you want to see that? Well, gee, you take all the fun out of everything. Oh, wait, you don't get to see that enemy now since you want it. Nope, more keys. I mean, bats. The enemy's like Yin Yang or something like that is its name. Alright, try a couple more times. No. I don't think you get in battles on that screen. I don't think. I think it's just this screen. And maybe the stairway, spiral staircase leading up or down, I think are the only two screens with the potential of random battles. I think. Could be wrong about that. Oh, come on, game. Okay, pause video. I'll be back when I get to the enemy I'm looking for here. Video. Okay. Finally. Took a few extra battles, but yeah. This guy always reminds me of a Re-Dead in Ocarina of Time. Yeah, as I was thinking during the few extra minute and a couple extra battles it took to get this one. Just seems like every time I play this game, whether it's emulation or on my Switch, you know, this game being the single solitary reason I bought a Switch in the first place, but anyways, just seems I always get that battle right away. But now today, since I actually wanted it just to show what I was talking about the Re-Dead comparison, it's like, oh no, you actually want the battle this time. Too bad. Come on, game. Oh, I hate this wait crap. Yeah, just stand there waiting. Just stand there waiting while the enemy's kicking your butt. Just stand there and let them pummel you. Just wait. Just wait. You know, you're only fighting a battle for your life, but just wait. Really? I mean, I know it's been a thing since, what, Final Fantasy IV? But damn, it gets annoying, especially in this game. I mean, I could be wrong. Don't really remember much of the other games. 4. Definitely don't remember much of 4, given how much I severely disliked that game. 5 and 6, never really paid much attention to it, I guess, so I don't remember how annoying it is in those games. But here, it just seems like they over-exaggerated that. Anyways, that's that. Now, go in here. What the heck? Oh. Okay. Oop. Okay, what's going on? He's still down here. Has he been down here the whole time? I mean, keeping in mind when we were here visually earlier in the game, that was a flashback, memories from 5 years earlier. This is actually live, well, actually happening now. This ain't some flashback. So, in other words, has he been here the whole 5 years? I mean, I've heard of liking, you like being somewhere, but really? I mean, I guess there are a lot of books down here that would take a lot of time to read, with how many of them there are. But 5 years? What? Are you trying to speak in riddles? Sounds like it. North past the mountain. Okay. Ow! Throwing rocks at me? What a juvenile little kid. I don't even remember what's on that one. Never mind. Find out later. For now, opening that that safe up above, getting that key. Is for this. Optional, but I mean, heck, this whole building, everything I've done in this video is optional, like I said at the start. All you had to do for completing the game is just ignore this town, take the northern path up, and go to the mountains. Okay, who's this guy? Is this supposed to be Count Dracula? I didn't know this was a Castlevania game. Why? Are you going to attack us? Atone for what? Not really. Cloud seems to agree. Yeah. To say he lost his mind is an understatement. I mean, granted, I'd never played the game or seen all of a playthrough of it, but from what I've seen in Crisis Core, they really go out of their way to show just how far downhill Sephiroth has went mentally. Used to be a kind of decent guy in the early portions. Then the events that happened here 5 years earlier within the story happens and suddenly turns into, well, not ultimate, but one of the ultimate madmen in video gaming. Yeah. When good guys go berserk. I mean, as much as I like this game in general, if I'm rating Final Fantasy bosses, I'd have to say Kefka gets a leg up over Sephiroth, so to speak, over Sephiroth. For one thing, that iconic laugh, God can't even impersonate it. And secondly, Kefka's just a little bit more sadistic than Sephiroth, so yeah. I mean, overall, 7 is a much better game than 6, in my opinion, but Promised Land? Elvis? No. Not talking about, well, the Chuck Berry written song that Elvis, among others, once covered. White-faced. So he is a vampire. Who the hell are you? Don't tell us your name is Dracula. Oh, he's one of them. Get him! Vinnie Vincent? No, just Vincent. Vincent Price? No. The other optional party member that you never even have to meet, much less recruit into your party or ever use as an active party member along with Yuffie, there's Vincent. But again, one of the very late game boss battles, if you don't deal enough damage initially, will require you to break your party up into groups. And if that happens, the more party members you have to work with, the better off that scenario could end up being. So while having Vincent as an optional thing, it could prove useful. As for his limit breaks and his abilities, I don't really know. I'm not the one to answer those questions. I very seldomly have ever used Vincent unless required in certain story scenarios. Whenever given the choice, I don't think I've ever actually used Vincent by choice. So, yeah. Yeah, that's what he says. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, like I said, when whatever video that was where I went through the calm flashback sequence, and Sephiroth kept talking about how Genova was his mother, you know, pointed it out then, yeah, maybe theoretically by some kind of cloning, scientific cloning experiment, Genova is your quote-unquote mother, but you still had to, like the Metal Gear sequence series, you still had to be born the normal way from some human lady currently living. Yeah. Now, by the way, this Lucretia he speaks of, you can optionally see her later in the game, and if you have Vincent in your active party when you do, you can get his ultimate weapon and level 4 limit break, I think. One or the other or both. But that's something for much later, so I can't even get into that area yet. So. Fine, sleep your life away then. Oh, you can get random battles here. Okay. Oh. I was just gonna say, if it's with that 3 dead enemy again, I'm gonna scream. After all the time it took to get that battle, editing the video, and now I, you know. Of course, that would be just my luck. Now that I don't need to fight that battle anymore. Yeah. Sleep your life away then. Damn bats. They're everywhere. I mean, I get it, it's an underground cave, so it's natural you'd see bats, I guess, but still. Oh. Anyways, that's all you can do down here. So yeah, Vincent, you sleep your life away. We're leaving. Goodbye. Have a nice sleep, turd. Wait, yeah, I have that song. White Lion, 1987. No, I have no intentions of seeing Hojo. Well, we're not really after Hojo so much as Sephiroth, but maybe. How long has it been since you've left them, though? That's actually a good question. I don't think they ever specify how long it's been since he parted ways with the Turks. Reason for bringing that up, how much of their ideas and policies have changed since then. I mean, they probably talk about that in either Crisis Core or what was the other prequel game, Dirge of Cerberus or something like that. One of those two prequel games probably talks more about Vincent's backstory. In fact, I think it does. That's why, if I recall correctly, he's even seen in some of the artwork on the box. But here in the main game, I don't think they really go into much detail on his backstory. Since he's an optional character you might not even see in the first place. I mean, first you got to get the combination, unlock that safe, fight that boss, then know where exactly to use that key once you find it. Yeah. It's very possible you won't even see Vincent. You know, I didn't on my first playthroughs. So yeah, since he's an optional character you might not even see, I guess is the reason why they probably why they didn't really go into much detail in his backstory. Anyways, that's all there is to do here. So, aside from going back out to save my game, yeah. Just in case. I mean, it wasn't, difficult or anything like that, but still, I don't really want to have to redo all that stuff I've just done over the last 32 minutes of video time. So, heal up, save my progress, and then move on to the next required area. Today. Nothing else to do here. I mean, again, you could go in here, talk to... Yeah. How she's still here, I don't... Obviously, it's a mask, one of them. Shinra employees masquerading as townsfolk, I would imagine. Yeah. Yeah. Not Cloud's mother anymore. But he left home right after that cutscene with Tifa at the well, talking about how he was going to leave town to go join Shinra. He didn't even wait 2 more years until he was 16? You could stop the charade, dude. I know what you're up to. Nice rebuilding, though. You rebuilt my house exactly the way it was 5 years ago. I guess I should thank you for that, I guess. But no, why would you want to thank the Shinra? They're the ones that destroyed Sector 7, killing all those people both on the plate and below it. Anyways, yeah. There's also a piano here that you could play later to get an item for Tifa, but yeah, again, that's later on. For now, enough optional stuff. Let's just go on with what you have to do to complete the game. Oh, this screen. Yeah, we saw this screen in that flashback sequence earlier. Very minimally, but actually, wait a minute. No, maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of a cutscene much later in the game. That also will be taking place here. On this mountain. Well, parts of it. Alright, little side path to get up to that treasure chest you can barely see there. Rune blade. I think that's... yeah, that's what I thought. Double materia growth. Potential problem with that, though, is the 4 slots aren't linked. So, like, restore all or fire all won't work. They don't actually have the little connecting link thing there. Yeah. So any materia combos are out if equipped to that. Yeah. Kind of sucks that they did that. Almost to a point negates the whole idea of double. Well, not really, but so actually I better equip that. Just oh no, yeah, see, because there it goes. Oh well, I don't think I'm gonna need it anytime soon. There goes my restore all. What did that say? Hold on. Show that again. Or not. Sonic. You don't look like Sonic. Okay, how did I get back out there? Come on. We'll go. Weird controls there. Gotta push up to go down. What is this, a flight simulator game? Pushing up to go down? Methinks we a bit backwards. Lay flat. Again. Weird name for an attack where they're doing anything but laying down. More like bite your face off. That's more in line with what visually they're trying to do anyways. Oh, they even rebuilt this bridge, or at least repaired it. I think they would have been done better to make, build a better bridge there instead of just remaking the rope bridge. Those things, how stable can they be? They're just ropes. And I'm not talking about the snakes in Zelda either. Literally ropes and planks. I mean, how sturdy can this thing really be? Oh well, I suppose given the terrain we're covering, I guess a bridge like this is the only option. From from a construction standpoint, can't really build a more solid bridge given the circumstances here. Same enemies again. Alright, now, which one of these was it? I think it's this one, I think. That I haven't memorized. Oops. Well, I got the all materia. Not that I really need so much of those anymore. With all the grinding I did, mastering those materias. Every materia you get mastered, you get a free duplicate. Oops, excuse me, a free duplicate anyways. Okay. Well, there are other items I can get here. I don't know if I really want to. I don't think there's anything else of any real value here, not that I can remember without looking it up. Oh great, purple carrot. Moldy carrots, I guess. There they go again. Bite your face off or peck at your head. And eat your scalp. Okay. So I don't think there's anything else to really do here other than fight the obvious boss there in the bottom right corner of the screen. So on slot 1. Try to keep slot 1 separate. Slot 1 are the save files I usually will load for certain points within the video, like just earlier here now with save file, grinding already done for this area, so I can just go on with for slot 2 or the saves. For just saving the game right now. If that explanation made any sense, probably not, since I suck at explanations sometimes. Point being, I try not to save on slot 1. That's usually for loadable save files, with grinding already done in specific areas. Like I said, that's how I got all the grinding and material leveling up done so quickly. Grinding, previous playthrough, saved, ready to go. If I actually had to do that grinding right now, Rick, I probably wouldn't be making this video until next week sometime. Well, not just, considering it's not just game time we're talking about, but work, sleep for work, and all of life's other little activities, Yeah, I probably wouldn't be making this video until next week yet, if I actually had to do all that grinding. course, this boss does have an enemy skill you can learn from it. I don't remember. I don't think you can manipulate it. I think they thought ahead and programmed it, so that's not an option. I think. At least I've never been able to. Yeah, see? She's got to do enough damage to cause him to use it, or if it's just all random regardless. One of the enemy skills I very seldomly have ever used anyway, so. Of course, like I said in the previous video, for the longest time I didn't use any of the enemy skills. I just didn't really think they were all that useful. Until I started playing Final Fantasy V and noticed how useful some of that blue magic in that game can be, like Aqua Rig as they called it in that game. Like, oh wait a minute. Since blue magic in Final Fantasy V is basically the same thing, just named differently. Like, wait a minute. Was it that useful in 7? So, yeah. Yeah, for many years and several playthroughs, never bothered with the enemy skill materials. I didn't start playing Final Fantasy V until September of '99 when it came out on the Sony PlayStation as part of Final Fantasy Anthology with Part 6, as Part 6 and not 3. You know, like when the rest of North America finally got to play that game, when it was finally released here 7 years and several consoles later. Well, maybe not several consoles later, but many years later. And keeping in mind, Final Fantasy V was originally a Super Nintendo game in Japan, released in December of '92 there. Yeah, we didn't get it until a few months shy of 7 years later. I mean, at least we, went, got it a lot quicker than we did Dragon Quest V, which wasn't released here in any way, shape, or form until a remake. Yeah, what, 2010, I think, when the DS remake of Dragon Quest V came out. Anyways, he doesn't seem to be, so maybe I gotta do some damage here. Or frick. Even Dragon Quest V pales in comparison to Trials of Mana, or whatever, Sets and Descents, whatever, 3, the third game in the Mana series, that was released in Japan in September of '95, never released here in that form, in any way at all, until the Collection of Mana trilogy in 2018, 33 years later. Or, yeah, 23 years later. Basic math. My mind is frying. There it goes. Yeah, 23 years later. Hey, you little twerp. Little, I say. That thing is bigger than we are, and I'm calling it a little twerp. Yeah. Anyways, there's that boss battle. One that you actually had to fight, unlike that monster that somehow managed to squeeze itself into that little safe. Had to have been also, I mean, by the way, that's something I was going to comment on earlier if I wasn't talking about the, whatever the gag was with that boss battle. Another thing I was going to say, but kind of slipped my mind, is screw the phrase a can of sardines, or what. That big monster fitting into that little safe. Yeah, a can of sardines would be a spacious 5-star hotel room next to that. I mean, how in the heck did that big creature get into that little safe in the first place? Break every bone in its body. Again, something I was going to comment on while fighting that thing, but got into talking about other things and just now thought of it. Anyways, we're done here. Up around the bend. No, not CCR. Or Hanoi Rocks. Cover 1984. Yes, by the way, I know. Me and my rock references. Well, sorry to say, you're just going to have to get used to it. I don't think there's ever going to be a time where I can do an entire video, or two of them, without making at least one rock reference, whether it's 80s hard rock or Elvis, Beatles, CCR in this case. Actually, why am I worrying about saving that enemy or that limit break? I'm not going to have another boss battle for quite a while. Just going to be common enemies from here on out for quite some time. Well, I suppose thinking better that if you follow a suggested order and go where the game directs you to go to, you'd probably be fighting a boss a lot earlier. But with the scenario, there's going to be some optional things I'll be able to do pretty soon. I'll be doing them first, most likely. Therefore, it'll be a little longer before I get to that area and that next boss story-wise. But, yeah. This place. Is that supposed to be a rocket? Yeah, of course. Rocket Town. Rocket Man, Elton John. I mean, no. Rocket Town. Anyways, go there next time. Actually, I do want to check one thing. Good way to end this video, I guess. Check out some of the shops in this town. I mean, I'm not going to go on with the story and any of that kind of stuff for the rest of this video. We're talking about, well, not too long, but lengthy enough story sequence going on. Cover that in the next video. It's a rocket. What's holding it up? The Leaning Tower of Rocket. I mean, okay. Actually, go down and talk to this guy. Oh yeah? I guess that's why they call it Rocket Town. Makes sense. Wait a minute. Since when do video games make sense? Damn it, Square, are you trying to set some new precedents here? Having video games that actually make physical and logical sense? That'd be a sign of the apocalypse. Well, maybe not quite that severe, but yeah, I mean, come on. Video game logic isn't supposed to make physical sense. What's the matter with you, Squaresoft? There you go, that's better. Video game logic no longer making physical sense. There's no way that rocket could stay standing up like that. Now you're talking, Squaresoft. Video game logic has to be messed up. Yoshi, he's not even in this game. Yoshi Yucky. Yeah. Oh. Quite an attack power increase, but less materia spots and back to single. So yeah, maybe use that in boss battles, but yeah. All right, these shops. What are you selling? Okay, a weapon for Vincent, if I'm ever going to use that character. Oh, better armor. Okay. I'll buy 3 for starters. Buy 1 extra just in case. Power wrist, increased strength. Ooh, they sell those now? Cool. Vitality, magic. That might be good for certain enemies that rely, the strategy for beating them relies more on magic than physical attack. Stuff like that might be useful for them, but alright. No more materia spots, but 12 points of defense. Protects against paralyze hasn't really been an issue. Slow and numb, not really either. And petrify, like most of the status, like a lot of the status elements, they're usually, it's usually gone by the end of the round. After the battle is over, so is it. And with petrify, you have that, like you already saw in a previous video, you have that 30-second counter where if you can win the battle before the counter reaches 0, you never get petrified in the first place. So yeah, none of those status elements are really that big of a deal in this game, at least not in my experience. Previous Final Fantasy games, yeah, something like that could have been useful, especially for the paralyzed with those dice or whatever they're called in the Final Fantasy Game Boy, the Game Boy Advance remake of the first Final Fantasy game, where they seem less likely to paralyze you. But in the NES original of the game, good God, those damn things paralyzed my entire party so many times. And then I'd be sitting there, okay, somebody just woke up. Oh, dang it. He paralyzed it. Well, I guess woke up wouldn't be the right response there, Oh, somebody can move again. Oh, dang it, paralyzed it. Yeah. Just stun lock your party and then slowly pick you off one by one. Nothing you can do about that but watch the text scroll and watch your party slowly die. Yeah. So in that version of that game, something like this could have been divine. But no. And now that they do give it to you, you really don't need it. Yeah, screw you, Squaresoft. Anyways, that's where I end this video. See you next time when I actually go through this story sequence here. As always, thanks for watching, and bye.